Hey yo, what is going on guys? Cash and Clean here, and for today's video I am going to be bringing you a Gunslinger build tutorial in 2021, and you can thank this guy right over here for suggesting it to me. And if you want to be responsible for the next video, leave something down in the comments below, something Trove related, whether that's builds or tutorials or whatever the case may be. Leave it down in the comments below and you may be responsible for the next video. Now, getting onto this video, I will be showing you how you can actually build Gunslinger for either a full-on damage build or I guess we'll do a light build. We'll do a mix of both light and damage because that's like, I guess, the meta, I guess you want to say, in this game. But anyway, I'll get into that in a bit. So I have built my Gunslinger. He's not max powering, but he is up there. I have him basically built. So let me just go over here. By the way, best mount in the game, I would say, hands down. Anyway, so we'll just start off with the gear. With the I have all crystal 4 gear maxed out, so if you want to know what that looks like, that's what it is right there. What I do is I want to make sure I have attack speed with Gunslinger, so I put that on the bottom, and I have crit damage just above, like above the magic find there, and I just leave magic find there in the middle with these two. So these are just going to be the same. It doesn't matter if the attack speed is up top or down low, as long as you have that and the crit damage. But for the face, we got magic damage where magic find usually is, and that has a reason. I don't farm with Gunslinger, so there's really no point. So I just throw magic damage in there, and attack speed, crit damage. Gotta get the usuals in there. So that's basically it for the gear. Moving on to the ring, you just want to go with, Stellar 5. That's the highest you can possibly get right now, but I have jump on mine. Don't do that. I would just go with like magic find or something. Don't go with critical hit either, because Gunslinger is one of those characters that he has a higher base critical hit stat, so you don't want to worry about critical hit with him. So I have jump. If you build with Gunslinger, as in like clubs and stuff, go for it, but I would just go with magic find, to be honest with you. Anyway, moving on to food, I just go with this one. This is the best one you can get. Has light, has a flask capacity. That's pretty good. Anyway, yeah, this is what you want to go with for food if you use that. For the ally, don't look at the one I have here. I have Puck, which increases cooldown recovery speed by 25%, and it's got the typical light and magic damage boosts, so that's going to be the best ally for Gunslinger. The banner, I would use the torch that is currently on my Ice Age. So we got the light stat, the magic find, and it's got attack speed. So the attack speed you see right now on my Gunslinger, just add 10% to it, and that's basically it. Moving on to flasks, like I said, I do not farm with Gunslinger. Like, I don't go like U9 farming for gem boxes or whatever with him. If I was to do that, I would throw on conjurers, but I still would prefer you not to do that, so I just go with death defying. And I use the arcane emblem for more magic damage, and chronomatic to get my ultimate quicker. And that's basically it. I just used the knight subclass. So moving on to Gunslinger's gems, I have Pyrodisc for some reason on mine. Ignore that. I'm gonna be putting this on a different character at some point, but for now, this is a maxed out gem. So if you want to see what a maxed out gem looks like, oh, it's almost max. I don't really need critical hits, so I don't really max this one out, but it's pretty much there. So I have Pyrodisc. I really shouldn't have Pyrodisc, but I have it. I also go with volatile. You could replace it with cubic curtain, well, like one of these stats, but I just didn't have one at the time. And my gems aren't fully maxed out, that's why I'm not max powering, but I'm pretty close. Then his class gem, this is an absolute must have, because if you do not have his class gem, you're missing out on so much damage, like especially when you're using Gunslinger's ultimate. So make sure you're using that, make sure you have that, and you're good to go. And also, like I mentioned earlier, Gunslinger is one of the characters that has a higher base stat for critical hit. So as you can see, I don't have critical hit right here, but I do on all of my other gems with no boosts onto critical hit. So keep that in mind. The cosmics are all boosts into light, and there's no critical hit. And lastly, just go with Berserk Battler, because you're going to gain attack speed and more light when you trigger this, so that's always good to have. And the reason why we want to go 3 boosts into light and not magic damage or crit damage is because, as of now, there's Leviathans and there's Delves, and if you want to do more damage, you need more light, and any bit of light you can get it helps out your character a lot when you're doing stuff like that. Because if I had an all-out damage build, I think I would be... I don't really remember what the coefficient is now. It might be 10 mil now. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm at 7.3 million and I have 8,000 light. If I didn't have boosts into light, I would probably be around like 3 or 4,000. Don't quote me on those numbers, but I think it's somewhere around there. And if I tried fighting a Leviathan with, like, let's just say 3,000 light, I will do nearly not enough damage as opposed to the 8,000 light that I have right here. So that's always important to look at, I guess, when you're building any character for that matter. Light is super important, so that's why I keep saying 3 boosts into light. Alright, well, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to see something Trove related, let me know in the comments below and you can be responsible for the next video. And on that note, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next video. I'm out.